What's up everyone? AJ on Day Trader Boom or Bust here with today's recap video. I hope you had a great trading day. The markets fooled me today, specifically the tickers that I traded. I say that because I feel that I traded well. I feel that as my trade book currently is, I traded it well. And I definitely followed my rules, yet I obviously finished the day off red. So let's get into what happened. So this is today's watch list. I post this every morning between 9 and 9:15 a.m. on my Twitter. If you want to make sure to catch that every morning, go ahead and give me a follow at AJ Tabayan. So on the watch list today, I noted that I just felt that it was pretty low volume once again in the pre-market. But on the primary watch list, I had Facebook, which was trading. I felt would continue to trade well off of yesterday's news, and then I had NIO as a continuation play, and then MARA as a sympathy play from the Bitcoin and overall crypto market pop up that happened overnight and this morning. On the secondary list, I had mRNA and Apple as continuation plays. I had OXY, which was a gapper. It had gapped up. And then I had PLTR and BABA based off of their daily charts. So despite a red day, as I mentioned in the intro, I'm happy with the day. I'm not happy with the result, but I'm happy with the fact that I had 5 losing trades, 1 break-even trade. This is a break-even trade here, despite it being a slightly red. That's just due to slippage. But 5 losing trades, and I came out of the day only 3.7 R in the red. Obviously, if those had all been full losses, I could have come out of the day over 5 R red. So, what does that tell me? It tells me that I'm managing my risk well, and managing risk per trade hasn't really been that much of a challenge for me, but overall loss in the day has been, and that's another reason I'm happy with today, because with 5 losses today, before I had embarked on this process of addressing over trading, this would have, I'm almost certain this would have been a much bigger loser of a day, because it definitely wouldn't have stopped at 6 trades. And although I might have caught a winning trade here or there, I'm sure that I would have experienced a significant loss, and I've done that as much as 10, 15 R in a day, erasing huge amounts of profit. Now, I have seen great green streaks in the past few months as my trading has improved, which I haven't seen as of yet because, with the new rules that I've placed on myself. But I feel that that's just adjusting, I guess, to the limitations I've put on myself. And I don't say that limitations in a bad way. I say it in a good way to help me protect my profits. I'm sure I'm going to go on a green streak as soon as I tweak things to fit within, I guess, this new normal for me. I managed, to be green in the past because I didn't have a limit on trades and I kept trading, and because I was good at managing my losses per trade. I almost never lose more than 1 R in the trade, and because I'm very diligent with making sure that my returns on green trades are almost always 2 R or better, then I was able to recover on days where it, and still salvage a green day. But the problem was, on the days where I wasn't able to salvage, like I said, I could have very significant losses, 10, 12, 15 R. I don't even remember offhand what the most. I think I've probably lost 20 R in a day, and that is a ton when you consider that I'm not losing more than 1 R per trade. So you can see how badly that's done. So I'm happy with today, and I apologize if I sound like a broken record with that, but honestly, I say that continually because I feel that over trading for me is like smoking. I don't smoke, but for people that do, maybe you can relate. It's like quitting smoking. Quitting over trading is like quitting smoking, where to quit smoking, I feel that you need to quit every time you get a craving. You don't quit smoking once. You quit smoking repeatedly, time and time again, because you're going to continually get cravings. And I feel that addressing this issue of mine of over trading is something that I need to continually remind myself. And by making statements like I just did, that despite being a red day, I'm happy with the results, and rehashing, I guess, why I'm happy with the results reinforces with me why I shouldn't overtrade, and two, why the rules that I've set in place are beneficial. And the added benefit to that by doing these videos is that hopefully in, solidifying that for me, maybe it's resonating with some of you and can help you. But anyways, so let's talk about the trades today. My first trade today was on OXY. It was an opening range break that I took. You can see OXY had this big red candle just before the open and kind of set a range here in this area right here. And when it threw this semi upside down hammer, and when I was looking at the price action level 2, I felt that it was weak. So when it broke the bottom of this particular hammer, I went short, and this trade just really worked well for me. But like I said in the intro, I got fooled today because my stop loss was just above pre-market low here. You can see it came extremely close. I think I had hit about 1.5 R, or sorry, 1.8 R, I think, on this trade. It was so close to hitting my my profit target. Then you can see it just bounced and immediately came back and stopped me out. And I didn't even move this to break even, just because, I really don't trade OXY often. So I wasn't sure, what the movements will kind of be like. So I didn't want to just inadvertently or unnecessarily get stopped out at break even. So I kept this above VWAP. Unfortunately, because of that, I ended up taking a 0.2 R loss on this, or 0.25 R loss on this, when it came so close to being a green trade. So that was my first trade of the day. My next trade was on mRNA, and this is really where I got really fooled, in my opinion. So we've just switched to the 5-minute chart here, and on the 5-minute chart, you can see this huge wick here. This is the top of this initial wick at the this initial candle, 5-minute candle at the open. This is the bottom of the body of that candle right here. Through this huge wick right here, I still wasn't, obviously I was trading OXY at that point, but then I saw this, and it threw this upside down hammer with another huge wick on volume, on, high volume. It just looked really, really weak. And, this entry was maybe slightly premature, but I was just really confident that this was, going to sell off. The only concern I might have had is that around this, where is it? Around this level here, where you see the 100 SMA here on the 5-minute, there was the 200 SMA on the 1-minute chart. But like I said, the level 2, the price action, all looked weak. I went short. It came down, started to work, and then just came immediately back up. Like you can see here, this was, I think, about 1.25 R already in profit. 1.5 R probably, actually. Yet it came all the way back. So that was unfortunate. And then it threw it threw another wick. And I was like, okay, well, maybe that was just the initial price discovery, the volatility. So now I waited this time for the actual break of VPOC and the bottom of this upside down hammer candle. I went short. Once again, it pushed down in my direction and then came all the way back up and stopped me out. So that was really frustrating. Those two trades were a total of I think a 1.8 R loss, because I had moved my stop loss a little bit on this second trade, because I felt there was no way it was going to come up. So if it came back up, I definitely didn't want to be part of this trade. And that for the day put me at put me in the red about almost 2.2 R. At that point, it was a little frustrating, but I wasn't too emotional, because I honestly felt that those were good trades. I just, unfortunately, like I said, I got fooled, and it is what it is, and that will happen sometimes. The market is never wrong. It'll do its thing, and that's what happened. So the next trade I took was on NIO. This was the break-even trade. So you can see here that NIO pushed up to, it was quite strong at the open. So I waited for a pullback, and I was really watching the 20 EMA and pre-market high here on the 5-minute chart. And you can see that once it failed to push below that, I was actually going to do, I was waiting for an ambush entry at 33.85 with a stop loss around VPOC here, and which was the top of the initial opening, the 5-minute opening range. And had I done that, I might have been able to, this might have been a winning trade, but because it never came to 33.85, I waited for confirmation that this actually was bouncing and moving in, in my direction. So I waited, and once it broke the 9 EMA and the tops of these candles, I went long, and it did start to go my direction. I thought it was going to be, obviously I'm playing a trend continuation here. Regardless of whether I got in here or if I got in here, it went in my direction, but I was once again, because I was already red for the day, I was very aggressive with moving my stop loss. This wasn't even a 1 R. This was probably about 0.8, 0.9 R in the green for this trade. My 2R profit target was just above high of day, and I thought it was going to at least test high of day, but I'd moved my stop loss to break even, and unfortunately it came back and it stopped me out. So that trade didn't work, but that was a break even trade. I took a $2 loss on on some slippage. And then finally, my last couple of trades on the day were on NVIDIA. These were not horrible trades, but I guess you've heard me say it before. I'm gonna kind of place these in the marginal category. There were a ton of asks here at 205, and after this pretty aggressive move up, I felt that after it pushed and ate those asks, there wasn't much inventory above this, and when it did hit those asks, let's go to the 1-minute chart here, and you'll see that when it did grab those asks, it did so on relatively low volume. So okay, there it is. So this is this here is that 205 level. I even waited. It threw this upside down hammer. Again, you can see the volume here remained flat despite it pushing up. So I took there were another few bids that were at 205.25, right around this area here. So when those bids got eaten up, I thought I was going to push down. So I did take again an ambush entry there. I thought it would at least pull back maybe to the 20 EMA here, but it didn't, and it came right back up, and that's when the volume came in. So this candle here, and there's no way of me at that point knowing that, but that was a riskier trade for sure. When you're doing these ambush entries, especially on a strong stock, that's a risky play. Then after this volume, I thought that this potentially could be, at least potentially a reversal volume and or at least a pullback. So you can see I waited though for it to consolidate right here. You can see it consolidate in this area. And although I didn't, I was going to do another ambush entry here at 206 where there was another big lot of bids that was eaten up here. I didn't, and I kind of waited. I wanted to see if it was going to push below this level here. It did. I went short, and it went in my direction, but I had moved my stop loss to this 206 level. You can see it came all the way back up and stopped me out. That was unfortunate, but at that point, that was my 6th trade for the day, so that was the end of it. But I also, I felt more comfortable stopping there, although I'm not gonna lie, I really wanted to take another trade because I really thought that you can see it went down. It did go in my direction, but it never would have hit my my 2-hour profit target was, I think, right about here. But seeing that it was weak and pushed below this 20 EMA here, I was like, oh, I really want to take a trade, but with 5 losing trades on the day and no winners, I just felt that I was obviously not reading the market well today. I got fooled on those initial trades. So I said, this is why we're doing what we're doing. We got to call it a day. We live to fight tomorrow. It is unfortunate. I ended up giving back all the profits from yesterday and plus a little bit more. But this is recoverable. If I can finish the, ideally, I'm not going to lie, I would like to, finish green the rest of the days this week. And I'm really going to work hard at my, trade selection and my trade book plays and my order execution to make that a reality, regardless of how the market's trading. So if I can do that and, have green days for the rest of the week, this still could potentially be a really big week. So I'll take that. Had I blown up today, I mean, all I would have been doing would just digging myself out of a hole for the week. I'm essentially at break even for the week. A little bit in the red, but all of this is manageable. So there it is. You can see red 3.7R for the day. It is what it is, but we live to fight another day, and we live to fight to tomorrow. So thanks so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the recap. We'll see you at tomorrow's recap. Till then, this is AJ on Day Trader Boomer Bust signing out. Cheers.